Hawaii's first ever childhood homelessness symposium, it brought together local leaders and advocates to address a growing crisis, children experiencing homelessness at an alarming rate. But for one mother, this issue, it's not just a statistic, it is her life story. Kimber Collins shares how she overcame homelessness and now works to help others do the same.
For Cambria Vance, the journey to stability wasn't easy. She was homeless at the Alawai Harbor. Then she was pregnant. But motherhood pushed her to programs to try and make a change.
I was in a shelter when he was born and then transitional housing until he was almost a year. It can feel impossible, you finding a job, but you also have to find childcare. You can't get the childcare until you have the job.
Now her son is 8 years old and she works with Partners in Care, an organization that helps people just like her.
I started working outreach with IHS, and I was actually able to house a lot of the aunties and uncles that kept me safe during my homelessness, so it was really full circle.
But for many families, the same opportunity feels out of reach. In Hawaii, 1 in 30 children experience homelessness, most of them from Native Hawaiian families.
Just at Family Promise alone, we have seen a 40% increase in calls seeking assistance in the past year. It feels like every day we get more calls. So I do think that this symposium is really timed at an important moment where we can come together as a community and turn the tide.
At the state's first childhood homelessness symposium Tuesday, advocates warned that without stable federal funding, organizations helping families like Cambria's could be at risk. The Department of Government Efficiency aims to cut the Housing and Urban Development Agency in half, which would impact how money flows to groups that need it. For Family Promise of Hawaii, 75% of its budget comes from federal programs.
We're looking at a loss of possibly $17 million to the state, and that's going to really impact people who are already housed in permanent supportive housing, as well as all the services that they get provided to them.
For Cambria, the solution isn't just funding, it's affordable childcare, steady jobs, and a community willing to help struggling parents get back on their feet.
Whatever we face, we can overcome, especially if we work together.
Advocates say the key to preventing childhood homelessness is consistent funding and community support. Without it, more families could end up in shelters. Kimber Collins, Island News.